Hello. We could start with English questions and then to Dutch. Just a couple of questions each, if that's okay, and hands up if you'd like to ask. Who'd like to go first?
Are you happy to be back here in Holland?
Yeah, of course. I'm happy in England. I'm happy in Liverpool with the team, with the training ground, and everything that comes with that. But I've had a great time here in Holland, football-wise, but definitely in my private life as well. So it's always nice to be back. Not at the club I'm supporting, but nice to be back and speak a bit of Dutch once in a while as well.
And you've obviously left quite a lot of the senior players at home. You could just explain the reasoning behind that and how it's hard to give some younger or fringe players a chance to prove themselves tomorrow.
Yeah. They don't need to prove themselves. We know what the quality is for the players that we're going to play tomorrow. But I think we are playing, like all the teams in Europe, many games. And these players are ready. So all the ones that are left behind could have played tomorrow. But for the long term, so it doesn't tell you anything about the short term, so it doesn't tell us anything about the Saturday game. But for the long term, if you look back at our season, it's been almost every time after 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, we gave them the break during the week, when it was a League Cup or an FA Cup. If there was a moment for them to get some freshness back, we've always done that. And it took me a while to understand this new format, but I always say when I think I'm 100% sure I use 99.9, but now I can say I'm 100% sure that it doesn't matter at all if we end up 1 or 2, because we will play 14, 15, 16 or 17, and then in the end it's a draw which of the teams we are going to face. So this is a game for us, because we're now number 1 or 2, we can either drop to number 3. That has no importance of result coming to the league table, but a very wise man once said to me, I've never seen anything good coming from losing a football game, so we are not going into the game tomorrow trying to lose the game. We will do everything we can trying to win it, of course. And second thing is, because that was part of the story, that because we mainly start with 13, 14 players that have shared most of the playing time, the ones that haven't played a lot, it's very useful for them to have 90 minutes, because if we do get into injury problems, these players will have a bit of game rhythm then as well. So it's a choice that we've made for the long term. Doesn't tell you anything about the results in the short term, but definitely it helps us for the long term.
In English, eh?
Yeah,
English. Arne, what do you think of the season of PSV and how they played this season compared with last season when you were in Holland and played against them?
Yeah, of course, last season I saw a bit more than this season. And last season they were incredible. This season I haven't seen that much. I think they've dropped a few points more than last season, but not that big of a difference. So they are still a team if they als ze gas geven, als ze even hun best doen, dan liggen er ook 2-3 ballen in de Eredivisie. So I go to Dutch now. Is that okay with you? Yeah. Dan scoren ze er ook
Dutch now, and this is a team that they can still score a lot of goals in a short amount of time. So they still have a lot of quality in their squad. So if you talk about the team, nothing has changed there. Talking about Peter Bos, he also likes your philosophy playing football. Are there any similarities?
Many coaches.
Er zijn natuurlijk wel.
One is definitely a similarity. He wants to have the ball a lot. He doesn't go to a low block waiting for the other team to make a mistake. He doesn't let his goalkeeper put the ball on the 6-yard line and kick it as far as he can. He wants to bring the ball out from the back. So I think for the PSV fans, and I've noticed this when I was here last season, but they're really happy that Peter is here, because he doesn't only bring results every game he's involved in. I think it's a joy to watch. It's always positive. It's always eventful. A lot of things happen. So I think the fans here in Eindhoven are, not only because he won the league, very happy, mainly also because of his playing style. And I know we are mainly judged about results, but I would hope that there comes a time that managers are always also judged on their playing style, which is difficult because almost everyone judges us. If we win, we play well. If we lose, we don't play well.
Cool. One from.
In Dutch or in English?
You can do Dutch.
Je kunt doen Dutch.
Gelijk één vraag, hè?
Je mag er ook vaak niet meer, hè? Dus hier bij Liverpool mag het gaan doen.
For you, please go ahead, continue. There was a wise man that taught you during your career that things are going well. A lot of players that have time to play. Does this give you more confidence that you have so many players who are able to play, or is it also a bit scary to switch that amount of players and change them?
Of ik dat angstig vind dat dat niet
Does
gebeurt?
it scare me, is the question, if this happens?
Nou, beide misschien niet echt.
No, maybe both. I
Ik denk
don't.
dat je in
Maybe
voetbal
both,
nooit
because
kan denken
I
van, nou,
don't
het is
think
de
in football that you
afgelopen half
can
jaar,
think
ja,
for
hoe
the
lang
past
het goed
few
gegaan, dus
months
dan
it has
helemaal
been going
blijft
very
het
well.
goed
So
blijven
then
gaan.
we are convinced that
Juist
it will
omdat je
be
weet,
going well in future as well.
als je erbij
We cannot do
betrokken bent,
so,
en ik heb dat in mijn
especially
tijd bij
because when
Feyenoord
you're
wel eens gezien,
involved in the
gezegd
team,
van,
and
ja,
I've said this also
zo
during my time at
ongelooflijk moeilijk om
Feyenoord.
kampioen te worden.
It's so
waarbij andere
difficult to
mensen
become a
naast van denken,
champion,
nou, dat
and
is
some
een eenvoudig
people are watching
kampioenschap
from
geweest. En je moet zo
the
verschrikkelijk
outside
veel
say
dingen
it
goed
has
doen. En een van
been
mijn
easy.
uitspraken is,
No, there are many things
dat
that
ik in
need to
ieder
go
geval in mijn
well, that you
Feyenoord
need to
altijd
perform
zei,
well,
hier
and
intern,
some things that
dat
I
ik het
always
gevoel dat ik 10 keer op een
mentioned
dag
at
6 moest
Feyenoord
gooien. En dan
is that I felt
bedoelde ik
that
op
10
elke
times a
beslissing,
day
op
you
elke
need to
gesprek,
throw
op
the
alles wat
dice
we doen
and
waren,
6 has to roll
om
out.
succesvol te
So to
blijven.
be successful,
Of te zijn.
yeah, you have
Dus
to
het geeft geen
perform.
enkele garanties.
It
dus
doesn't
geen
give
vertrouwen
you
dat
any
het in het verleden
guarantees.
goed is gegaan,
It
dat
doesn't
het
give
goed blijft gaan.
us any
Ik zou ook niet zeggen angst, want
more
als je
confidence than other. I
de-
wouldn't
deze
say
wereld
that
zit,
I'm
in deze
scared
job zit,
neither, because
is
when
het,
you're in
morgen
this
PSV,
job,
het is zaterdag Bournemouth, het is
tomorrow we
donderdag
play
Tottenham,
PSV,
het is
then
deze daarna
Bournemouth,
dan
and
niet
then
meer.
Tottenham. I
Volgens mij
don't
is het dan een
remember
bekerwedstrijd.
what will happen
de
now.
FA Cup
League Cup,
klimmen. En dan
FA
is het
Cup,
weer door de
and
week
after that
Everton. Dus
another
je bent
game
gewoon vooral
during the
bezig.
week.
Ik ben op dit moment bezig met PSV
I'm
en
especially
Bournemouth. En dat is
working
een
on
uitzondering, want
PSV
normaal
and
zou ik dan met
Bournemouth, and
PSV
this is
bezig zijn. Maar ik kijk
exceptional
nu wel
because
naar-
normally I would only work on PSV, but yes, I'm looking into the match against Bournemouth as well.
Will the players who have stayed behind train tomorrow, or are they off? And have you left any staff members behind to help them?
No, they will be off tomorrow if there's a possibility. If it's possible, we always prefer to have them off 3 days before the game. That's not always possible if you play so many games. But they will train on first day, so there will go a few staff members back home earlier, first day morning, to train with the ones that stay behind on first day, but they're off tomorrow. Yeah.
Arne, dan gaan we voor het gemak weer even naar Nederlands. En nu je weer in Nederland bent, heb ik vast al veel berichten hebben gekregen.
Now that you are back in Holland, did you receive a lot of messages? People saying hello to you. But I was wondering if your biggest critic person, did you invite him, your father? No, I don't receive any messages of the people who are here, but I don't know if this is normal in football, but I didn't receive any messages from you guys, but yes, I receive a lot of messages in general, not only this week, but the last few months. My father will not be here. He says that he can watch much better when he watches the television, he sees many more things. And he's from Bergentheim, the village where Arne Slot was born. And what I don't miss in the Netherlands is the amount of traffic that we have in this country. So I don't think that he had to drive 2.5 hours, but much longer than that. So I don't think it's that strange. So I don't think that he will be watching with too many nerves from the couch at home.
Arne, ook even in Nederlands. Losgezien van het feit dat
Dutch.
je zo goed hebt gedaan tot nu toe in de Champions League.
Besides the fact that you're performing so well in Champions League, how do you look at this new
Ja, ik heb al heel
stage
vaak gezegd
tournament,
dat,
this new
dat ik
setup?
pas het eind van het seizoen daar heel
For
veel
many
over kan
times,
oordelen. Dus als
I
ik
have
nu
said
kijk,
that at the end of the tournament you can only
14,
judge
15,
or
16 en 17
talk
staan.
about
Dan hoop ik dat
how
daar nog
this
verandering
Champions
in
League
komt.
setup has
Want
changed.
liever is
And
het
maybe
Juve, Real
if you look at the
Madrid,
teams
Bayern
that are
München
now
en
in
Celtic.
16, 17 or 18 spot, maybe some
Dus ja,
clubs change, like Celtic, man. So sometimes you've played 6 or 7 games and you won, and then you hope that this will give you a prize. But well, we have to hope that this is still the case. But in the past, some other clubs who performed worse and still continued during the Champions League, and now we can see that there is still a playoff phase and that they are able to reach further in the tournament. So if you ask me as a coach of this team, as a club coach from a club who worked at somewhere where it wasn't that easy to continue in the tournament, well, I think for them it's even better, because now I ask myself if it's a bad thing to end up 16th, 17th in this setup. So if I would say that everybody will continue,
12.
if I say all 8 clubs will continue, how many? 8, 12? Yeah, well then it's a lot, right? Arne, they declared you almost as a saint. Do you sometimes watch yourself in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth? What's it like to be Arne Slot? When you look at the mirror, well, it's not always that pleasant, I have to confess. To be a bit self-criticism here and self-spot to use. I wish I had a little bit more hair, for example. But no, as a head coach, I'm not looking at the things that people were quite positive about me when I worked at Feyenoord. It gives you a certain pressure to perform for the next games. People expect that working at Feyenoord you end up first in the table. So no, you're not dealing with the press all day and what people write about you. But what you can do, and what I was doing, is doing the things that you can influence on, and we have to work hard for that. But me and my staff as well, we always want to prepare as best as possible, because tomorrow and then again against the Bournemouth, there's little space between the games. Yes, I look myself in the mirror, but not that many times, because I'm just working hard.
Keuzes maakt om spelers thuis te laten, maar heeft u niet overwogen om wel hier met je topteam aan te treden van?
Your decision to leave players at home, you already explained it a little bit, but have you also thought about bringing in the best players and to perform with your team? Because this is your squad. Is this something that you're dealing with to show yourself? No, I'm not dealing with what my team is like because I want to win. No, I'm dealing with my team. I'm looking into the long term of this process of the group management, and I think that the group that we bring on the pitch tomorrow is great. And it would be strange if tomorrow the group has the same level as we would have in other games, but still we will have a team that when they play in a League Cup, they would be able to win against Southampton, and I think Brighton that we had in League Cup. It wasn't that easy, by the way, but we did win. And as you've seen, after me, Cody Gakpo will be here, so I decided to bring him, for example. So yes, I do think about some sentiments or feelings that we'll hear, but have you seen that he didn't play against Lille last week? For the ones here in the room who are sharp and did you notice?
Is het dan ook, als je 7 maanden geleden begon, had je toen kunnen denken dat je hier nu zo zou zitten met het resultaat en het spel en wat je toen bereikt?
Have you ever imagined what it would be like to win this amount of games and to perform this well?
7 maanden geleden niet bezig bent,
I've received this question many times. I am never dealing with where I will be in 6 or 7 months. The only way that I work is how can I bring in my style of play as soon as possible with this team. And the reason that the club ended up with me is because of there were so many characteristics that I shared between the game of style of Jurgen Klopp and mine, and some personalities. That's the first focus, and after that the draw was for Champions League. I was hoping that I don't hope that the last game of this Champions League will be still important, because more than some of the English journalists here in the room are still knowing that it will be really difficult to play here or at Feyenoord, because it brings the best players who perform here. So as a group, I'm happy to be in the position that we are in now. Thanks to this new format of the Champions League, it doesn't matter if we win or lose tomorrow. So yes, I'm happy. But please, the differences between England and Netherlands, we all can see the difference in quality or intensity, but can you mention please another difference that we might not think about? You have to see this relatively way, because in general there are many more players in England than in the Netherlands, because there is more money to spend, of course, but only half a year ago, Jerry Schouten and Gravenberch in the Dutch national team, they were higher in the hierarchy, so I wouldn't say that the players from PSV are much having less quality than the Dutch national team, or that we have, for example. But if you compare to the Dutch Eredivisie, the Dutch league, and in the Netherlands you would say the right side of the table, and the lower side of that part of the table. If you look at one player who maybe could play in Ajax, PSV or Feyenoord, and if you look at England, I think every team has one or two teams that could play or that has been bought for a lot of money that could also have happened at a top club. So to win a game in Premier League, an away game, or even any game, is a bigger challenge, because not only they have better players, but also the managers are really good. So each game, this makes a bigger challenge. The program in Feyenoord was similar, because we played every 3 games. But I think that if we have 2 or 3 more games than Feyenoord, right, I'm guessing, and I think that's about it. But to play against the striker of our last game, who did we face? Who did we face last game? Ipswich Town. Okay. Well, to play against the striker of West Ham, it's tougher to play against than you look at the striker of RKC, the Dutch team here in the Netherlands. The intensity of the duels that you face are so much heavier here in England than in the Netherlands.
Daar gaat Robbie misschien spelen, hè?
Then Robbie's going to play there. First of all, welcome back to the Netherlands. Do you still follow Feyenoord? And if you do, in what way? What do you think of their season? These are a lot of questions in one. Of course, I do follow them. I follow the Eredivisie, but less intense, or I see less than I used to do, or than I used to see. Yes, I follow them. And what's your second question?
Dus niet zo extreem. Ik heb uiteraard de wedstrijd tegen Bayern
München that extremely, because I of course saw the game against Bayern München, because we faced them also, but we played at the same time, so I didn't see that many games of Feyenoord. And the last one, how does it go with Feyenoord? Well, I guess you can say this also, they're doing great in Champions League. I'm supposing that they were wishing to perform better in the Dutch league, but this is my idea. This is the reality now that they are facing. Arne, welcome back. You are saying my father is not in the stadium. Did you receive another message or invitation from us to arrange some tickets for the game tomorrow? Did many people want to come tomorrow? No, not that many people. My family is here, and my brother, or I don't know if it's always like this, but when we want a ticket for Liverpool, they sometimes need to be sitting in the stands of the opponent's team. So these are the only requests that I received. And after the weekend, some more people were interested, but then they asked what were the first 11 to place in and what I was thinking. But then the interest of the team came less and less from my family. But I still think that the Liverpool fans are looking forward towards this game, because it's a beautiful game to play, and we still bring in good players. Dank jullie wel allemaal.
Middle?
Okay guys, got Cody Gakpo, we'll take questions in English, just let it know if you're going to ask in Dutch and we'll get the translation. Start us.
In Dutch? Okay.
In Dutch, yeah.
Cody, what's it like to be back in the Netherlands? Played for many years here.
Mooi moment, denk ik.
It's a beautiful moment, special moment for me, of course. I'm looking forward to be on the pitch tomorrow. Have you mentioned the
ik
coach?
denk,
I
dat
will
ook
be
wel
going with you
uitvoerig
tomorrow.
is,
What did you
deze
say?
wedstrijd,
No, but I do think that the
ja, van die
coach
dag graag vanuit willen
felt the
maken.
same way that he knew that I wanted to be part of the team playing here.
Jongen ging er iets meer dan 2 jaar geleden weg. En wat voor jongen?
What can you tell us about the guy who left here 2 years ago and the
Ja, ik
guy
denk
who
dat
we
ik,
see here today?
volwassener ben geworden.
I think
ouder
I grew
geworden,
up a little bit,
wat meer ervaring, meer
more
wedstrijden
mature,
gezien,
a bit older, more experience in my legs. I think this is the biggest difference.
Aanwezig?
All your family will be here tomorrow? Yes, I do think so, yeah. Thank you. Welcome back.
Kijk.
Cody, what do you expect? Do you have any idea what you can receive of the fans tomorrow? I haven't heard anything. I hope that I will get a positive moment tomorrow and that people receive me quite
Een
positively.
goede band heb gehad met
I think that
met-
I've
met-
always had a great bond with the fans, with the club, and I'm looking forward to see them all. What will happen if you score a goal? Will you cheer? What will your reaction be like? I don't think that I will cheer that much because I'm so thankful and I thank so many things to this club, and I don't think that I will be too enthusiastic. We've read many stories about you. One of your first coaches, the amateur team who saw you when you were 7 years old, he said that you were looking in, you had your eyes on the world. What kind of boy did you become playing for PSV?
Dat is een goede vraag. Ik denk
That's a good question.
dat ik een leergierige jongen was.
I
en nog
think
steeds
that
ben.
I always
altijd op zoek
was a
naar,
guy willing to learn, eager to learn, always looking to
ja, dat heb ik ook mede te danken aan PSV.
learn more, and this is also thanks to PSV.
Ik las ook dat je op de
Cody.
Tribune.
de Tribune had je een tekst in.
I also read something about Players Tribune.
De laatste 10 wedstrijden dan.
Last season, you couldn't bring what you wanted last season, something you said in the press. But now I think the group is bigger and better. But do you feel it yourself? Is did it become more competitive, the group? I think that last season we had a period in that we had many injuries, and then of course the squad decreases. This didn't help, of course. Some other players came back without their form or their shape, but we were still in an important period of the league, so all happened at the same time in a bad moment. But now we do have a group that is fit, in form, in shape, with a lot of quality.
Dat maakt ons wel sterk op dit moment.
And I think that it makes us stronger. One more question.
Zaterdag en je werd gewisseld. En opeens zijn de trainer.
One more moment. You had your substitute last game, and straight away the coach said something. What did he say
dat toen ik
on the
werd
sidelines?
Nee, ik denk dat
You
de
mean
trainer
when
zei
I got
dat,
substituted or when I had to go off the pitch?
Mede door deze
Well,
wedstrijd
the
ook.
coach said that also it was because of the game coming up, this game, so that hopefully I could also play against PSV. As a captain? No, I don't think. There are some other players who can also, who are also here and
recht op hebben om het zo maar te
who also deserve to be a captain.
Just a couple of calls. How strange would it be to walk out at the stadium as the away player tomorrow night? Like, how odd will that be for you?
Yeah, it's pretty strange. I think I've never been in the away dressing room, so it will be my first time. So, yeah, and also on the other side of the walkout. So, yeah, different than I was used to. But yeah, when the game will start, I think all those things will fade away, and we all will be focused on the game. And with the team we have, we are here and we are going for the win. So, yeah, hopefully it will be a good game.
Just on the slot, you always seem to play on that left wing role, whereas last season you just had to play a bit as number 9. Are you much happier there, and you seem to be playing some of your best football there?
Yeah, I think before I played as central striker, I played as a left winger. So I always have been a left winger, and now I'm back where I play at my best. I think so. Happy.
Andy.
Cody, what
What type of reception are you expecting tomorrow from your home fans? Sorry, you've been asked this already in Dutch. And also with Slot resting a lot of the regular players, were you given that opportunity, and what did you say that you wanted to come here and play?
So your first question, yeah, hopefully a good reception from the fans. I think I always had a good connection with them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see them again tomorrow. And on your second question, yeah, but I got the question from the manager as well, but I didn't play 1 minute against Lille last week. So also with from the manager's point of view, that I probably would like to come over here and get some minutes here. So yeah, that's why I'm here actually.
Any more? Chris?
Sorry if this is being asked in Dutch, but what do you think the biggest difference is this season to last, in terms of you were in a very similar position, going for 4 trophies, you mentioned you played Sheffield United until the last 10 games of going. What do you think the biggest lesson you've learned that can help the team this season?
Well, I think the biggest difference is at this point, I think last season we had a lot of injuries, what I just said as well in Dutch. And obviously, I think Mo was also away for the Africa Cup, so that didn't help as well. He injured himself over there, I think, even. And then we had, I think, Darwin was out with his hamstring. Dominic was out. Curtis was out. Trent was out. Trent was out as well. So Jota was out as well. So Ali was out. Ali was out as well. So we had some problems last year, which didn't help. This year, at this point, almost everybody's fit. So we are hoping that we can keep it this way and we can keep going.
Do you think that the relief is much even more now as well, because you had actually years of team together as well?
Yeah, obviously a year has gone by, and then as a team, as a group, you get more experience, you get more togetherness as well. So yeah, I think we were growing last year and we are growing this year as well. So hopefully we can bring it to a good end. Thank you.
Last one, please.
Cody, wat is de grootste verschil, de grootste toevoeging die Arne Slot aan Liverpool heeft gegeven?
Arne Slot added to this team. And what do you think that his biggest plus point, or biggest positive point that he brought in? I think that in ball possession, we face these games in a different way. I think that we play more on ball possession. In some periods during a game, we prefer to maintain ball possession and create afterward that a bigger occasion, and we also try to break, how to say so, the opponent, and this helps us. So when we lose the ball possession, we still have the energy and to play high pressure again and to get the ball back, and it all starts again. I think that also tactically speaking, this is the biggest strength that we now face or encounter our opponents, and we all like this. Do you still look at PSV? Do you follow them? What do you think of the season? Yes, I still follow them. I try to watch the games. They are first, I believe, 4 points above the second team. I think they're doing well. Yes, of course. Well, if you look at the last games, if I remember well, they lost. They had a strange game for the Cup, Dutch Cup, in between, but they still won. So yes, at the end, I think the most important thing is that if they continue in this way, that they are doing well. So that this is what I hope. Thank you. Thank you all.